On now to what we call healthy innovations here and what's happening in health. It is a great chance for us to talk about what's new in healthcare, and we can't think of a better person here to do it than Aaron Stapleton. Good morning to you.
Thank you, Liz.
Tell me a little bit about who you are and what you do. We've met you before, but remind our audience.
Yeah, so I'm the founder of a private duty home care company called Queen City Home Care, and we help older adults in their home settings with activities of daily living. So those can be things like bathing, feeding, dressing, light housekeeping, meal preparation, medication reminders.
And one of the reasons we appreciate, you partnering to share this kind of new information is that everyone's had to adapt. And it looks like from the new things you have added, you've done that as well. Talk to me about that.
Well, we've recognized that sometimes people don't want added individuals in their homes, so we've had to figure out how can we help older adults in their homes, maybe without stepping foot in their home setting, right? And sometimes that has to do to COVID, to the pandemic, and sometimes that has to do with just not wanting, somebody not feeling safe with another person in their home.
To some extent, we all sort of feel like that's our safe place. Mm-hmm. And so anyone new, you have to kind of bring in sort of gradually. Yeah. Yeah,
and that's one of the things that we've been looking at is how can we still help you, because that need is still there, but how can we still help you if that barrier is up? And so we've looked at different opportunities. Telehealth is kind of the buzzword now, being able to help in the home. So anything like calling for medication reminders instead of actually going in the home and helping, but also being able to help with therapy through an application and being able to look at that, and also one of the things that we see are older adults falling and not being able to call 911 or have someone help them. So looking at technology as to helping them if somebody does fall, being able to call Alexa and call 911 to help them get up if somebody's not in their home.
Yeah, you gave us a nice list of that. I know you said the therapy through Zoom and then the app. Tell me a little bit about the app. How does that work?
Yeah, so if we're looking at something like flexion of the knee, maybe you're trying to make sure that your legs are staying as healthy as possible, it's able to look at your ankle to your knee to your hip, and it's able to show you how to flex your knee to an appropriate angle, so that way you can get the therapy that you need, and you can see real time if you're doing it correctly.
So you take an older adult's phone, you put it on there, they can just hit it, and it shows you the motions. They don't have to remember, oh, how do I do that? Yeah,
so it's just like a camera that you would set up, and they would be able to see themselves, and it would show the points of their leg or their arm, and it would almost go from red, like you haven't done it enough, to green. Okay, you've done that correctly. You can move on to the next step.
So it's so interesting as we've gotten more specific about this. I know that you will do as little care as someone needs, or as you say, in advance to do your home therapy and that. And I imagine as we've had concerns about older adults being in group homes, there's been a demand for you.
Yes.
So tell me how you're moving forward. How do you see the next few months as we kind of dig our way out of this?
Sure. So I think the big goal is to help people feel comfortable with getting that care, because that care is still needed, right?
It is so needed.
And so we're just trying to figure out how we can help, even if you don't feel comfortable with somebody coming in. And due to COVID, we have individuals that just don't feel comfortable, even though we're taking proper precautions with testing and PPE equipment, but we want to be able to still help them. So we're just trying to figure out how we can use that telehealth, or we can use technology to help them through this period, and help them to still get that help that they need.
Yeah, and still feel very personal in a different way. We have a phone number for you. If you'd like to reach out and just say, hey, I am worried about my mom falling, and we'd like to be set up with these things. I know you'll also go in and set up the Alexa programs and show them how it works. And we all know we need help, getting the stuff set up. 513-281-8000. What is probably the thing this year you've learned the most?
Just that you have to be flexible, right? You can't stick on the one thing that you have done for years. Being able to understand your clients and understand their needs, and sometimes that means that you have to go outside the box to give that care.
Boy, that is so true. And we're all unique, you know,
Yes.
in God's eyes and in our needs that what we have. All right, thank you so much. I welcome you coming back and sharing us as you develop these things. Aaron Stapleton,
Thank you very much.
Queen City Home Care. We appreciate you.